Can you patent software? And if so, how do you actually do it? This is one of the most common questions I get from founders, especially if your entire product is software. So today, let's clear some things up on software patents. To start, the answer is yes. You can absolutely patent software, but not in the way that most people think. You're not patenting your actual source code. Nobody at the patent office is reading your Python, your JavaScript, or your Markdown files. What you're patenting is the process, the novel method your software uses to solve a problem. You can think of it this way. If your software takes in data, does something unique with it, and processes a result, that something unique in the middle is what you're patenting. The specific sequence of steps that your software performs that no other existing method performs. And there's another angle that strengthens your filing as well. The overall system architecture. If you can tie your software to a physical machine or device and describe how the components work together as an overall system, that can also give you an additional path to patentability. So you're not just describing an abstract process, you're describing a system that does something novel. So the short answer is yes, software is patentable. But the way you describe it, the process and the system architecture, that's what determines whether it gets patented or rejected. And that framing piece is where a lot of founders get into trouble. Here's something to watch out for, because this is where I see a lot of founders get stuck. When you describe your software in a patent application, there's a natural tendency to describe what the software does for the user, essentially the business outcome. For example, my software matches freelancers with projects, or my app recommends products based on user preferences. That feels right, but it's actually the wrong framing for a patent application. The patent office calls that an abstract idea, and there's a legal test for filtering these out. If your patent application reads like a business concept rather than a technical process, it's probably going to get rejected. The fix is to describe how your software does what it does, the specific technical steps, the sequence of operations, the data processing method, and when possible, you tie it to the overall system architecture, the devices, the machines, the hardware components your software runs on or interacts with. That combination is what makes it patentable. And I know that sounds like a subtle distinction, but it's the difference between getting a patent and getting a rejection letter. So it's worth getting right. So here's the deal with software patents. So if your startup is built on software, your software is likely patented, but only if you focus on the specific technical process and system architecture that makes your software truly unique, not just the business outcome that your software performs. If you want help figuring out if your specific software is patentable and how to frame it, feel free to reach out. We can look at what you've built and talk through the right approach. Until then, I'll see you on the next one.